this group of 5 koi right here will be the basis for my future plan and attempt at breeding in the coming years once I grow them out. So I have the smallest one in this container is a Taniguchi golden corn. It has a very good ginrin quality. It's all over the body, so it covers the entire body, top and bottom, front and back. I'm hoping that this one grows out to be 30 plus inches. And based on the parent genetics, from what I've read and what I've seen on YouTube, it does have a breeding parent where they stated that one of them, the chagoi, is a 40-inch plus chagoi to get to this to get these babies. So there's a lot of good bloodlines in there and a lot of size potential. And then the other 4 are Karashigoi. I know that one looks like a benigoi, but I was told that's a Karashigoi. Sold by Torazo. Likewise, all the 4 are sold by Torazo. I got these about 2 weeks ago and dropped them in the tank, and now that I netted them out, I've already noticed a big difference. Clearly, prior to getting into the pond, they were under quarantine, so underfed and thinner. But they bulked up, put on a little size, maybe grew like half an inch, and doing really well. But out of the 4, you can kind of clearly see which one is the grower. This guy right here. This is a female. This also happens to be one that I really like the coloration and the netting pattern. I think this one can really get big. Just based on the size of the head, the shoulder, the backbone, I think this one is my potential favorite out of this group. And as a basis for potentially breeding, bigger koi, something like this is very desirable. I chose the scale version, non-ginrin, 2 red non-ginrin, 1 pale one that's also normal scale non-ginrin, and a pale color one like a mustard color that has ginrin. So out of these 2 red, this one's probably a male. These 2 are most likely female. The reason behind this is my goal is to achieve something like this, but like a chagoi version, right? Ginrin, light color, golden color, chagoi. And if I happen to come across a nice chagoi that is slightly darker, at least the pale color in this one would kind of bring it down a little bit, so it wouldn't get too dark. And likewise, if I happen to come across a compatible chagoi parent that's maybe even lighter, then it can be matched up with one of these red ones. That way they'll get the color that I want. I'm trying not to get like the green typical chagoi. I want to get more of a color between these 2 right here, these 2 ginrin. If these becomes the color tone that mixes together for a chagoi, hopefully it'll look something like this but with more ginrin. And can you just imagine like how nice that would be if you can get these to be about 70-80 centimeters and breed them. And even if as an amateur you don't know what you're doing, at least you can attempt and see what you get. And as long as you have the good basis for it, there's a very likelihood that you'll get something decent, maybe 1 out of 1,000. Still better than nothing, and more importantly, it's just fun to learn. But I'll be keeping track of these for the coming years, and I'll do my best to take care of them. That way, nothing happens. I've already had some accidents in my pond. Some of them were my fault, some of them nature's fault. But I'm hoping that my pond will be able to allow these guys to get a lot bigger. And I know that they have the genetics for it. So if they don't get big, it's on me. But it'll be very fun to see.